Okay, thanks for coming back for episode 2 of Talk It Through Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about auto exposure bracketing, AEB for short, and how we can apply that in Lightroom and get some good detail, HDR detail, out of your shots that you're shooting. What AEB does, for those of you not familiar, if you're shooting 5 shots, it's going to shoot one shot right on exposure, what it believes is right on exposure. And then it's going to shoot one under and two under stops. It's going to shoot one over and two over and stops. And then when you bring them into your photo editing software, Lightroom, on one, different ones you have, you can combine those and make an HDR file. I'm going to show you now how to actually get into the auto exposure bracketing on your drone. So if you take the controller or the DJI Fly app, you want to switch over to picture. You'll tap on the picture button right here, and you're going to go to AEB right over here on the second column, AEB, and you're going to see I have an option of 3 or 5. So 5 is going to give you more dynamic range. It's going to be 2 stops under, 1 stop under, perfect exposure, or what it considers perfect exposure, 1 stop over and 2 stops over. 3, obviously, it's going to give you 1 stop under, on the money, 1 stop over. We're going to do 2 sets here. I'm going to do a 3. On some of the newer drones, you may have up to 7. So we're going to do 3 right now. I'm going to find a focus point right about here. We'll do that. And then all you got to do is take the picture when it says AEB. Okay, and you heard that. It took 3 pictures real quick. It's going to process. And then you'll take and download them, put them into your Photoshop routine, and edit from there. And we'll jump into there in just a second. Let me change this over to 5.
Fly with caution.
Okay, got an aircraft nearby. All right, and we're going to shoot another one. This is 5 exposures.
Fly with caution.
And that's how you do an auto exposure bracketing with your DJI Fly app or your RC2 controller. It's real simple. You just got to remember now how you're going to process them in Lightroom. Okay, so we're jumping into Lightroom Classic. I've already imported from today my auto exposure bracketing. Only 8 shots, real quick. So then I made a collection actually underneath my miscellaneous today. Go ahead and close this down. So underneath the miscellaneous collection set, I made a collection set of AEB. And you can see I have full shoot, and it's only those 8 shots. Now, obviously, if you're out shooting for a long period of time during the day or an evening shot, you're going to have many more shots than just. So what I tend to do and what I've started to do is I kind of denote or indicate which are my AEB shots. By that, I mean, well, let me show you. Let's go up here. Let's go to my drone footage. And let's go into the MSG sphere. You're going to see up here I had full shoot. I have 138 pictures. I hardly ever use these color filters. So I decided to use yellow. You can pick the color of choice. And I go through and I start highlighting what were the AEB shots or the auto exposure bracketing shots with yellow. Then I can come back and I can sort by yellow. Now I have a folder set of 23 pictures, but I know these are all auto exposure bracketing. So like for this one, it's actually a 3 AEB shot. This one's 5, this one's 5, and the one below it's 5, and the next one's 5. You can see I take a lot of 5 auto exposure bracketing because I just want that full extent of the HDR experience. So let's jump back down to the collection set of the AEBs. My miscellaneous, which is right down here. And you can see I have 8. So we're going to work in this today. So let's take the 3 pictures here that are the 3 auto exposure bracketing. You can see these are the DNG files. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. As you can see, I only have I think they think this one is right on exposure. This would be one stop under. This would be one stop over. And so what we'll do is we're going to combine, we're going to let the program combine all three of these, and we'll have to take out some deghosting and things like that. So let me show you what the five auto exposure bracketing looks like. So that's this one here, and it's got 5. So let's jump in. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it appears to me that it tries to take, if I go back in here, I think the first one it tries to take is right on the money. This would be one stop under exposure. This would be 2 stops under exposure. From the right on, again, we go 1 stop over and 2 stops over. So you can see we have a lot of, as you can see here, we have a lot more range with the 5. So, and we can go into a before and after, things like that. So here's how you would go about merging these files. So let's take the 3 one first. Highlight the 3 of these, and you're going to right click on it, and you're going to come down to Photo Merge HDR. Okay, that's going to bring up the preview. Right now you can see I have it in low deghosting. There shouldn't have been a lot of movement in this anyway, but in case you're shooting some things that might have some movement, this is where deghosting will come in, and I'll show you an example of that in just a little bit. So you can see no low deghosting. Building a preview for none. Didn't see much of a difference. Let's go medium. You don't see much there on the medium either, or the high, because this is a static shot. This is what they call kind of like a landscape shot. There's not a lot of movement. Now, if you want to see what is actually being deghosted, we can click on this, and this will show us in red what movement we've got. And you can see there's hardly any red in here at all, even on the highest of the setting for deghosting. So since it doesn't make a whole lot of difference right now, I'm just going to do the medium. That's what you're going to find. Medium usually will be the best for you. Unless you've got a lot of movement, then you'll want to go to high. So let's go ahead and merge these 3. These 3 are notated by this right here, saying that these 3 were part of a bracket. Here's the final result, as you can see here. So we can double click on that and bring that up. So let me go ahead and minimize this over here real quick. See a little bit bigger. So if I go back, it's a little better than this one, which is the one stop. I mean, what they think is perfect. This is the one stop under, this is the one stop over, and then this is the merged. Now what we can do is we can start going into the basic settings and develop. Start adding either some contrast, some vibrance, some saturation, you name it, to make it a little more suitable to your tastes. So let's go back over here to the grid. Let's go to the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and hit Shift so I can select them all. Let's right click on it. Let's go to Photo Merge HDR. And now I have the Show Deghosting Overlay turned on, and we're already set at medium by default. Let's take a look and see what happens. Okay, so now we have this back. You can see I don't see hardly any red ghosting at all. So I'm going to keep it at medium. So we're going to go ahead and merge this. And we'll add it right here. Okay, so there's the shot that it thinks with everything merged together we're going to get. So if you go back through them, that's the 2 overexposed, that's 2 underexposed, that's 1 overexposed, 1 under, and then what they feel is on the money. So let's jump into, let's take the 5 one right here. Let's go to develop. Now we're in develop. And this is when you can start coming down your different settings if you want. If we want to crop it, we can crop. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into basic. You can see that it's made what it thought was the adjustments it should be. If I think it needs to have more vibrance or more saturation, we can add it. If I need to put a little more dehaze in it, more clarity in it. So let's bump the clarity up a little bit. And let's do a little bit of dehaze, which should darken the sky a little bit. Maybe too much. There again, this is all personal preference and what you tend to like as a photograph. Put it back to 0. I might leave that alone. I might bring up some vibrance a little bit. You can see if I rock the vibrance out, it's like black and white. Way too much, in my opinion. So let's bring it back in about right here. Let's see what saturation does. Adds a little more color to it. Been nice if I had some clouds up here. All right, so that's the basic. If we go down to like the tone curve, I don't do a lot of the tone curves because I can usually do a lot of it up here through the histogram. I do like the color mixer. And let's say that I want the luminance right here. And let's say I want all the colors that are like, say, in this range, which would be a lot of the rooftops, maybe some of the mountain. If I click on this little button right here, which gives you the arrows, you just click on it once. Now the arrows are active. You see them active right here. Come over, find a color swatch that you want, and you can click on it and move it up and down. See how we can, and you'll see that we're just rocking the orange over here to the right. If I go up here like this, that really blows it out. Bring it down. So if I want the rooftops to be a darker color, I can for close up. But let's go ahead and reset this. Double click on the yellow. But let's say I want the blue. Let's pick the blue up here. Now I can start doing the blue. Just affect the blue in the whole picture. Take it all the way down. Let's bring it back down. Sort of moving the aqua a little bit. So you can see you have a lot of choices here. If you want to change luminance, saturation, you can bring the, if you want reds to be more saturated, you can see the reds and the rooftops here start to come out, the orange, versus bringing it all the way down, taking the reds all the way out. Let's go back and reset that. Color grading, these are your midtones, shadows, and highlights. So you can actually click on the midtone here. If you just want to adjust the midtone, you can adjust the luminance here in the midtones. I might bring that down just a little. There's not a lot in this picture. I mean, it's just a very basic picture. So, but now if I want to see what this looked like before, I can always hit the backslash key. And that tells me what the picture would have looked like before and look like after. Another way you can do that is you can hit the Y key on the keyboard, and that's going to bring up a before and after. As you can see, we didn't do a lot of modifications here. Let's jump back over to library. Bring this menu back. I'd like to go back up here to the drone area that I've got. Let's do the sphere, and here's my AEB shots here. So let's take a look at, say, this is one I posted recently, but let's use this one. Okay, so you can see this is shot 1, 2, which is 1 under, 1 over, 2 under, 2 over, and the first one was what it thought was the perfect exposure. So let's go ahead and see what happens with deghosting. So we're going to click on the first one and shift and click on the last one. And then we're going to right click and we're going to say Photo Merge HDR. Now, I don't have the deghosting overlay on, and I'm at medium right now. All right. So as you can see, we pulled out some detail in the clouds here. These are a little overexposed. We might be able to do some touch up on those at some point. Let's take a look at what none does. If I do no, don't take any deghosting out. Let's see what happens. Didn't see a whole lot of difference there. Let's go to low. Go to medium, which that's where we were set at. And let's go to high. Let's say any kind of movement at all. Let's just kind of get rid of it. Saw a little bit of change in my sky. Let's see what the deghost overlay looks like. Just about the whole picture. They're saying this area right here stayed pretty constant. All this had some movement, either light shadows, movement of the pods moving on the high roller, lights flickering, things like that. Any kind of movement at all is going to get a overlay. Let's take it down to low and see what happens. See, now I'm going to get some aberrations, or I'm going to get some undesirable effects when I try to print this out for print or for images. So you can see here that this may not be good. We can take a look at this, the lights here. Let's go back to none and see what happens on these lights right here. Oh, the car moved. You saw it. Watch the car. Focus on the car as I hit low. Yeah, it moved forward. I mean, moved back. And it moved forward. And it moved back. So there was some moving. So what it's trying to do is take out that movement. Let's go to medium. Moved again. So so we'll go ahead and we will do the low on this one, and we're going to go ahead and hit merge. Okay, it's right here. Let's go back up and maybe hit. This is a 3. Let's do this 3 one here. Do a photo merge on this one. There again, nothing really special on this picture. These were tests. Okay, so let's take the deghosting overlay off. Okay, I didn't see a lot there. There again, you remember it's taking 3 pictures, so it's going to be quicker on the time between picture 1 and picture 3 is going to be very minimal versus picture 1 and picture 5. You're going to have a little bit more variance of movement. Let's do it high and see what happens. Not bad. That wasn't bad at all. So I'm going to leave it at high because there was really not a lot of. This is what our HDR looks like. So come over to develop. You can see what before looked like, what after. You can see what it did with the clouds. Let's jump into our basic panel again. You're going to see it kind of adjusted the temperature, the tint, exposure, contrast. You know what? You might want more contrast. We were at +7. Let's move that up to 63. But it thinks +7 would be good. Let's leave it at +7. Another thing you can do too, you hit the Y to get us out of this. Let's go back over into library in the grid mode. Let's say that you don't want to mess up this picture right here. And you're looking at it, you know what? I like it, but I think I can tweak it some more, but you don't want to mess up this one. What I tend to do is come back over here, right click, come down to under stacking, you're going to find create virtual copy. So when you click on it, it's going to create a virtual copy of this one with a little peel back on the page. You know it's a virtual copy. Now we can come in here and now we can change the develop part of it all you want. And you're not going to affect the original HDR picture that you created. So like if we come over here to basic, let's say I want to bring some dehaze in. It adds more blue, and I don't really want to do that. So let's bring the vibrance up a little bit. Let's bring up the saturation. And we might want to take the temperature back out just a little bit. that blue all the way out. Okay. Let's come down to the color mixer and just go to luminance. And let's take the blue over here like this, like right here. Let's click on the little dot with the arrows. Now you click over here and hold, and then go up and down. You can see we brought out some of the, if I bring it down a little bit, now I'm bringing the sky. Not like that. Like I said, this is all personal preference. If I want to come down here to effects, okay, and I want to say, you know what, let's give me a vignette. I can do it where I can have it white like this, which I think that takes away from the picture, which it takes away your eyesight from the high roller to the edge of the picture. So what I tend to do is on these, I bring them in like this. So I kind of draw the focus in. You gotta be careful with the signs out here. You don't want to take away those unless they're a distraction. So let's bring this in, kind of like here. So now let's hit the Y and see what we had before and after. So here's your before to your left, and here's your after. I hope you found today's AEB Talk It Through Tuesday helpful. Feel free to reach out to me with comments. I'll be glad to answer any questions. By no means am I the guru on this. I just find it, I learn it better when I explain it. So I hope you enjoy this and look forward to next week, which I will probably do something with the drone and creating a waypoint mission before you get on site. Until next Tuesday.